Hold on, wait. I want to see this real quick.
Yeah, and then it always tastes like shit.
I mean, it still tastes like shit, but it tastes like the aftertaste is like watermelon candy.
Ooh,
It's a big hit at first, and then
It's not that bad.
It gets mellow.
And I'm straight, bro.
Nah, never mind. It's vile.
Getting drunk on a school night is crazy.
Oh, let me just.
We're gonna go to sleep good tonight.
What?
Should we all just do a little chug for the beginning of the day?
Fuck you, suck my dick, pussy.
Come on.
Yeah, fuck you. Where to get the alcohol? Let's go. Come on. Don't be a pussy. Oh,
Mine's nasty.
cheers.
as fuck.
3, 2, 1. Ah, my teeth.
This is
All right.
very sweet.
That's not bad. Actually, that's better than his. My teeth are extremely sensitive this stream because I just went to the dentist this morning. So, I won't be drinking that much tonight.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't be chugging this much this stream. This stream I won't be chugging.
You didn't chug shit.
Hmm?
You didn't chug shit.
I know because my teeth are fucking sensitive.
You know what's crazy? Whenever I went to my therapist for last session, we was talking and I was telling him all these theories, and he knows that I smoke weed. And my mom never told me. My mom never told me that bro is Christian, and I was telling him about the stories about how I did weed. I never told him about the shrooms. You know, I was telling him about my whole life, and turns out this motherfucker's Christian.
And I'm Catholic, bitch. I smoke weed. I fucking drink.
That's not what I'm saying, bro. I was telling him all these theories, you know, like the monkeys, you know, how there was us, the Homo sapiens, and then there was the Homo erectus, which is around 2 million years. How are, you know, we're only around 200,000 and we're this smart? What about the people who was around 2 million?
Well, necessarily, I think this is just a theory, though. I
That's
think
a good question, bro.
they were mostly made for strength because they were made for survival. Survival.
But 2 million
reasons.
years, that's a lot. That's enough time
Yes.
for an evolution.
Yeah, it is a lot of time for an evolution, but it's only evolution for strength.
I understand that, but you know, you gotta understand that.
They were strong. No, they were strong enough to break boulders with their fists, like they were nothing.
If you go like this,
They can break the
This guy's
skulls
always
of other
flexing.
animals just with their fists.
I understand. That's what that's what, bro.
swear to God.
Bro, I'm trying to talk about some Homo erectus. But I understand that, but 2 million years, what would you say an evolution would be like what? The 2 million year mark, Homo erectus, Homo sapien?
If it took us 2 million years to get to where we are now, then I'm telling you this now, flying cars are not going to be an option in 40 years from now.
No, it took us 200,000 years to get where we are now.
Oh, that's your foot. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought that was a Christian.
I'm not gonna do another chug whenever someone else wants to.
Now I remember why I switched.
Oh, I can't yet. Let me get the taste of it.
There's a fourth left.
No, it's fine.
Let me see it. It's so hard.
Bro, you know, what I was thinking, does drunk feel different from different people? What do you feel like whenever you're drunk? Let me explain mine and then compare it. So mine just makes me feel slow and it makes me just feel like I can do anything. What is yours feel like?
All right, so mine feels mostly like, I'd say, I've only gotten tipsy. I've never gotten blackout drunk or drunk to the point.
Buddy, blackout drunk is when the crazy shit happens.
I want to get blackout drunk. Like, I swear I do.
Okay, let me tell you the
I've been
story
blackout
before
drunk.
you get blackout drunk. Let me tell you this shit. So look, Chris was here. He can actually vouch for the story. We was at my sister's, and I ain't going into detail. You feel me? But you already know what I'm talking
These
about.
on the table. Tired of holding them.
But like you already know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
Soon as we was at my sister's, and Alex was there, wasn't he actually?
Yeah.
And Alex was there, and we was heavily drinking. I'm not gonna lie, we was drinking. I was talking about,
Dude,
like there was bottles and bottles and
Oh,
bottles. This
dude.
guy,
Let me
I
go over
was
here.
He can confirm this. I was drinking for me, Katie, and Emily.
all right, that doesn't matter. But look, we all ended up getting drunk. And then look, this is all I remember. I got so drunk that I remember we was playing beer pong, and then I woke up like literally. I don't even remember going to sleep. Last thing I remember, we was playing beer pong. I woke up in Katie's bedroom. I go out there, they're fucking arguing. I black out again, wake up. Next thing I know, I'm going home. That's the only thing I remember.
Damn.
Dude,
Yeah.
You blacked out when the beer pong was happening?
Yeah.
Oh my fuck. Dude, I can literally tell you everything that happened.
I don't want to hear everything that happened. I already know everything that happened.
No, like, I can tell you literally every event.
I already know every event. It's just not going
Let's move this because I
It's
want
not
to
going into detail though. But yeah, that's pretty much what a blackout drunk feels like for me. It literally feels like it literally feels like time warps actually.
time warping.
Yeah. And actually, did I ever tell you in detail about my shroom trip?
No, you didn't.
Would
The
you
only things you told me were about. The only things you told me were about like how it looks like a Snapchat filter or something like that. That's the only thing you gave.
Do you want to hear a pretty good in detail?
Yes, please.
Gotcha. So look, the best way I can make it the feeling is, do you know whenever you like smash your thumb and the hurt, the like wherever you smash it, the point of impact, it feels like it's going out and out and out from that point of impact.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling is what shrooms looks like when you're looking at the roof. It's just like literally, it's just ever expanding out and out and out. And yeah, where I was at,
Turn these lights on. Do I have to plug it in?
yeah, actually I want to as well. Cause I'm gonna get in detail about this shit. We're doing a chug.
Bro, after this, we're
Cause
gonna do a truck.
As soon as we're done drinking these, we'll go out there and smoke them. Get high as fuck, and I'll go into detail.
Bro, we're gonna get crossfaded as fuck.
I can't stand for it.
This is my narrating voice. Me, Junior, and Chris, all on a podcast together on a day like this. It was one late evening, and the boys were doing a podcast. Just having fun, saying their ideas. And not really doing any much except for having fun and having a few laughs. And conspiracy theories.
Look, so if you have any comment, I'm actually gonna keep it right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Alright.
Oh yeah, I got you. G.
So look,
Wait, I have a question before you even get this started. How did it feel like when the shrooms first started kicking in? Like, how was like the little hint that it was kicking in and then the big smack? How was that?
interesting question. The little hint that it's kicking in is whenever I got up and I realized that my feet were fucking freezing, and then remember when I got up, I said my feet was cold.
And you put your shoes straight back on.
Yeah, I ended up taking my shoes off, putting them. We're talking.
Yeah.
You gotta look at me. You don't gotta look at the camera. We're talking to each other. So look, anyways, when the shrooms first started kicking in, I actually took my shoes off, and my feet literally felt like I had icicles in them. I wasn't seeing no visuals yet, but I swear to God, they felt like they had icicles in them. Is that kind of what I said? Like ice?
You just said my fucking feet are cold as shit.
Yeah.
Put your shoes back on.
So I had to put my shoes back on, and then I'm going to the couch, and then that's when Malachi. Oh no, that was after Malachi ended up leaving, right? So, when the shrooms actually started kicking in, is whenever I was just chilling and watching TV, and then it's like every single shadow. So you see all these shadows. It's like each of them were individual squares, and like I swear to God, I could see in detail all these shadows and stuff. So then when I really realized it started kicking in, is when I told you those ants were on the ceiling. So one bro that who I was with, right? His ceiling actually is like a popcorn ceiling, where the spikes come down. And
Like the bathroom shit.
yeah, and he had a lamp up there, so the lamp was reflecting the shade off of like the little spikes, and it literally looked like a whole bunch of ants crawling across the ceiling, man. I'm not even kidding, bro. But and then while I'm sitting there doing that, Felix's dog comes over, and I swear to God, bro, this dog had 9 eyes. And right there is literally whenever you're on shrooms, bro, it's like you're in your thoughts. It's like, no, you're not talking to anybody else. You're for real. Like, it's like you're talking to yourself, telling your brain what to say. Like, you're rethinking everything you say. You're telling your brain what to say, and then your brain says it, not you. It's really trippy. And, yeah. You got a question?
That is fucking insane, bro. I wanna do that. I wanna get on shrooms.
Yeah, that was actually a really good way to put it. Yeah. It's like you tell your brain what to say, then your brain, it's like autopilot. And anyways, I was responding, and I literally had to reassure myself. You can even ask my boy Chris. Oh wait, my bad. But you can even ask my boy Chris about this. Is whenever Felix was walking by, bro, he had nine eyes, and I literally had to tell myself, I had to tell my brain, That dog is a pure soul. And then my brain repeated it out loud. I did not repeat it out loud.
I
My
promise
brain.
you, he was sitting there. I'll show you exactly how he was sitting. He was sitting there like this. And he said, "He's such a pure soul."
Be
Like,
quiet.
just
Be
looking-
quiet.
Like looking straight, not looking at Felix anymore. Not looking at anyone. Just looking like flat at the wall. Just like this, rocking back and forth. He's such a pure soul. And I was like, okay, but he might be going into a bad one. I'm gonna have to chaperone that.
Okay, so the craziest I've ever gotten. while
Motherfucker, that's
high-
not the end.
I know it's not the end, but I'm just saying a crazy experience I had.
I gotta finish the story before you say that.
Okay, then. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're cutting that out.
Oh god. But anyways, so
Don't
this.
get that out. Just put it in the bloopers.
Alright, so
You
but
get
thi-
more money
but
for
look, look,
bloopers.
this guy had 9 eyes, and it was literally like I had to tell myself. I was like, yeah, he's a pure soul, and my brain was like, oh, he's a pure soul, and then said it out loud. I did not say that shit, but and like as I told Chris, I was like, I didn't even know he heard that, cause I didn't know I said it out loud. I told my brain that shit. But as I said, I literally, like, I told him I did not know I said that, like, I said it out loud. I told my brain that shit to reassure myself that he was a pure soul. And then anyways, while I'm sitting there, I'm sitting in the recliner, right? And we're watching, like, Fail Army or some shit, right? Fail Army, and it feels like I'm just going through a loop. Like, I'm sitting there on my phone just watching, like, fucking videos. Like, it literally felt like I saw my whole life go by, just watching TikTok fucking slowly rotting away. And literally, you can ask him, I had to tell him, I'm like, bro, turn this shit off. Like, does that not what exactly, is exactly what
He
I said?
asked me to turn it off, and he was like, turn on Mr. Beast. Just out of nowhere, he just said, turn on Mr. Beast. I turned on Mr. Beast, and then this motherfucker said that Mr. Beast was looking at him.
Hold on. Let me tell you. Look, you know how Mr. Beast started from not shit and got rich. Well, I'm sitting there watching. Oh, it hit the 20-minute mark. I'll give us till 25. I'll give us till 30. I'll give us till 30. It's been 20 minutes already. That's crazy as fuck. But anyways, I'm sitting there watching Mr. Beast. Look, and listen, Hugh. I get really deep into my thoughts, and I look into the future, and I swear to God, it's like I felt so unmotivated. I was like, man, I gotta get up and go work or something. Like, I wanted to go make money, because Mr. Beast was like, he started from nothing. So it was like I wanted to go make money. So I was telling this motherfucker, I was like, bro, I'm trying to go home. Especially since my vibe was mainly killed, because, bro, I did him with, he ended up getting sick. So I really mainly wanted to go home, and I was mainly just in my thoughts and shit, right? And anyways, I'm sitting there watching Mr. Beast, and this is when the trip really, like, kicks in. Like, this is when I'm probably, like, what, like an hour in, maybe?
Like, this is like level 2.
No, this is
30
probably...
minutes. I'm not gonna lie, these shrooms, for them, they kicked in, like, kind of fast. Like, no lie. See, Junior
Oh,
said
God.
his first time doing shrooms is, he
Be
said
quiet,
it took
be
him, like,
quiet.
an hour or two.
Probably,
kick
like,
in.
2 hours, yeah.
And these ones kicked in for
We have till the
Malachi
30-minute mark.
and
If you don't make it
Junior.
to the 30-minute mark, if you don't get our shit down by the 30-minute mark, no smoke until the end. So,
Well, for Malachi and Junior, they said that this time, that the shrooms that we got
be quiet.
kicked in like 15 minutes after they ate it.
Well, no, Malachi's did. Mine was probably like...
30. Probably like
No,
30.
Mr. Beast had to be at, like, at least an hour, hour 20.
It was only like 40 minutes in. When
Because,
when
bro,
we
Malachi
turned on
didn't
Mr.
end up
Beast.
going. Malachi's trip started at 15, and I remember I was like, what does I was working? But I remember sitting there and being like, man, I'm about to be the only one tripping. I remember sitting there having regret in my head, and, whenever you do a trip, you don't have one and have no regret, so I was sitting there trying to get them thoughts out of my head. And eventually, when I started tripping, I was like, man, what if I don't come back from this? And then, but it's like waves. You just gotta calm yourself back down. But eventually, you'll be panicking, but you just gotta calm yourself back down.
Makes sense.
That's like, that's really good advice for sure. I'm telling you. Them dogs are annoying as fuck. I'm gonna go down there and beat his ass. But anyways,
Dude, every time they start barking, I was just waiting to hear Donnie's big, deep bark.
but yeah, hold on, let me explain it pretty much the end. So whenever I was watching Mr. Beast's face ended up going like look at me, you stop fucking with shit. So it's like if I took my jaw, saying my jaw was completely like I can do it, whatever I want. It would go like in a circle and then just straight down, but like black in the middle. And it was like I was watching a demon morph, but Mr. Beast ain't no demon. I was just tripping, and his face just looked insanely weird. And like casual shroom chip visuals where it's like eyes and everything. Like it's pretty much just all eyes. That's all I saw, bro. It was eyes in the jungle, bro. It was the cheap vacation versus the most expensive vacation, and all I saw was eyes in the jungle. it wasn't like a bad trip. It was like, it was cool. Cause I knew I was tripping, you know what I'm saying? I knew I was seeing shit because of these shrooms. You can ask this guy, bro. I was sitting there, I was looking up, I'm like, man, I ain't never seen some shit like this in my life.
Oh god.
Oh God, that's what I said.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, look, when he was sitting there, at some point in the trip, bro, I don't remember like how deep into it was, but at some point into the trip, Junior was just sitting there on the couch like this, like eyes wide open, not blinking. He just random.
he actually has a
It
video.
was I have a video of it. I'll send it to Junior so he can put it in the video if he wants to.
I want to watch it when we go outside. My guy got knocked over the Xbox.
But if Junior wants to put it in the video, I'll send it to him.
Oh shit, you drank your...
Let me get mine, Jim.
Hey, I got you, G.
Which I don't want yours.
No, I'm saying let's
I don't
cheer.
I don't even fucking want mine.
Cheer. Cheers. Boom.
And honestly, look, I'm gonna go through the rough story and then I'm gonna explain the mentality that it was.
Yeah, don't let me forget about the...
Don't be a bitch. But anyways, I'm pretty much sitting there and then it's literally, I told Chris this, it's like waves. It's like you just go up, it's like you fucking peak and you just go back down and it's like, oh God. And then you just go back up. It's like, it's nice. But once you get past the panic part, man, it's fucking amazing.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Look. I would say it's honestly, I feel like everyone needs to do it at least once in their life. Everyone needs to try something, bro.
Put it in the middle so it can pick me up.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't really trust myself to really do that because I already have anxiety, so I take meds for that. And if I don't, I'm already panicking as fuck. So if I were to start panicking on like some type of psychedelic that I've never been on, then I'm finna go crazy.
Let me explain to you something, and I gotta put the mic close to explain this to you. Listen to me close, alright? So the first time I ever did shrooms, I literally before this, I told myself I would never do any kind of thing other than weed because I was scared of it fucking with my brain permanently, right? And my cousin Jake, he actually pulled out some shrooms, and he told, like, randomly one day, and he told me, he was like, look, if you wanna do these, you know, we can do them right now. He had an eighth. He said he'll take 2 G's, I'll take 1. I was like, fuck it, you know, why not? Fuck it. If it fucks me up, it fucks me up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But he pretty much told me the mentality was just don't let it fuck you over. You know, it's a mushroom. It's something that grows in the earth. It's gonna go through your system. You're gonna shit it out, and you're perfectly normal after. So pretty much, I ate the fucking shroom, and I'm sitting there for about, look, chill. And I'm sitting. Why are you on your phone?
It's fine.
But anyways.
It's not really in the stream right now.
But look, anyways, I do the 1 gram of shroom, and I'm sitting there for about 2 hours, and I don't feel shit. Out of nowhere, I see these green and red lines, you know, like straight out of some kind of VCR fucking film, and that's when I knew I was going. 1 gram of shrooms, bro, you're not supposed to trip, so imagine me on 3. I was already tripping on 1. But pretty much, if I were you, I would start with 1, because at 1, it's pretty much a mentality thing. You're going up, and then the come down, so it's going up, then the come down, up is fucking whatever. The come down is where it's the best. I was sitting there, I was dead at, I was gonna quit Nick, I was gonna quit weed, I was gonna quit all that shit because of the mentality I was thinking, bro. I'm telling you, it was the smoothest thoughts I've ever felt. It was like I got reset. As Joe Rogan said, it's like going down a snowy mountain and then you do the shrooms, it's like it snows again, and then now you finally have a restart. It's fucking crazy.
I ain't finna lie to you, Joe Rogan, he's kind of fucking weird, bro. But, anyways,
You don't like
that
Joe Rogan?
no, I'm not saying I don't like Joe Rogan. I'm just saying he's fucking weird.
He's not weird. He's just.
You're gonna have to explain that. Why do you think that? Because he's one of the best podcasters I've ever actually listened to.
It's just the way he goes about giving information. Like a lot of the shit that he says isn't true. Cause like when he says something, I'll like search it up just to make sure it's
28
true.
minutes. You gotta chug these. It's 20.
No. At 30, I'm going inside.
We gotta chug these, bro.
Anyways.
Whenever we're done with these.
I only trust his judgment on a certain few things. But when he goes like fucking all weird, like that one time where that one dude, he said, well, white people have less melanin, and then out of fucking nowhere, dude just goes like, bro, you gotta chill.
Dude, hold on. That just straight sound like a sound effect out of know if like someone sound did it not?
Hold
Do it
on.
again. Do it again.
Yeah, actually a little bit.
No,
I can beatbox it
I
really
have a
fucking
question actually. Have you guys ever watched the Flagrant podcast?
No.
no, I've not heard of that.
Flagrant podcast. I don't know the Flagrant podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, and yeah, that's about it really. I really like those two podcasts.
Hold on. Going back on the Joe Rogan thing, we talked about the Stone Ape theory, right?
Oh yeah, he's also talked about that. Yeah.
So look, when I was
His theories are really
when
good.
I was on shrooms, literally, you can ask Chris this. I was like, "What the fuck did those monkeys see?" You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and validate that.
Got you.
He did ask what did those monkeys see, and I asked him what he was talking about, because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about at first, because he had just like came out of nowhere with it. And then
'Cause
I was
I'm
like,
telling
"What are
you,
talking
bro."
about?" He's like, the Joe Rogan podcast,
Stream.
the Stone Ape theory, and I was like, oh,
30 minutes.
and I was like, I don't
5 more
really know
minutes
what
and
you're
check
these.
thinking about.
We got it whenever we're done with these. Yeah, that's literally what I said. I went into this shroom trip wanting to trip. Malachi went into it didn't know what he was expecting. I went into it you gotta go into a trip wanting to trip. You can't be like, oh God, why did I do this?
See,
Like,
look.
that's what I'm saying.
If I start feeling my skin eating itself, bro, I'm gonna
It's
do
not a feeling.
something.
It's not a feeling.
I have something to say about this the day that we did shrooms. So I'm not gonna lie. In the past, my sister used to do like a lot of stuff. She used to do acid and shit like that. And I stole an acid tab from her, and just one acid tab, and it really had me fucked up for like 12 hours. So up until the day that we did the shrooms, I was a little afraid to go into it because I had previous experience with a stronger psychedelic that fucked me up for like 12 hours, and I couldn't get up out of my bed. I was stuck. It's like I couldn't move. So I was a little frightened to go into the psychedelic experience again. But when the day came and they were like, I got my bag of the shrooms, and like, it was my turn to eat them. I was like, yeah, this is all good. Fuck it. Why not? And I have to say, up until maybe the first hour until doing them, I was a little nervous about doing them, and I was like, this could be fun. This is an experience I can do with people I feel like are my brothers. So
Wait, I left my deodorant here.
No, I feel that, but you just gotta do stronger ones, buddy.
yeah.
Good, Junior. I left my deodorant here. Do you know where I put it?
No, stinky armpit ass. But nah, I definitely feel that because whenever I went into the first shroom trip of 1G, I never wanted to do any type of shrooms. But I'm telling you, now that you did 1G, you would definitely try 3Gs.
Yeah, I feel like instead of like straight hopping to 3, I'd probably go for like maybe 2 or a 2.5.
I went
Just
from
to,
1 to 3.
Go into like a small psychedelic trip so I can, get like a small experience of how the shrooms would be, like how the shrooms would differ from the acid, so I would know like what I was getting into.
One thing you always gotta remember is, you don't gotta ever do this shit. Weed, it makes you look cool. Shrooms, don't ever do that shit to look cool. Do that shit whenever you want to do it. That's the only thing about psychedelics.
Oh, yeah.
Only do that shit on your own terms.
See,
If someone approaches you and is like, you want to take these shrooms for fun, that's not a party drug. Do not take that if you're going to a party.
Only weed. Here, let me tell you something real quick.
See, with weed, I feel like with weed for me, it's like, okay, if I'm not feeling like the best, or if I'm fucking bored as fuck, if I got nothing to do, I'll load up a little bowl pack if I got it, and I'll smoke it, I'll get my little high, and I'll play the game for a little bit, because then I'm gonna do something while I'm high. When I'm not high and I'm at my house, I really don't do shit but just like fucking sit there. That's why I like being out. I don't really like being in the house. I like being out where I can go find something to do.
Yeah. Nah, one thing on that is if we were to go ride bikes and shit, would you join us? Like go into abandoned stadiums and shit. Like, could you keep up? Would you be able to? Would you?
If I got a really good bike with like really good tires and like a chain and shit, hell yeah.
Look, Hugh, I'm not gonna lie to you. a really good bike in the hood is very good luck.
No, where I live, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of live near the suburbs.
Bro, y'all gotta drink some more, bro. Holy.
Mine's almost
Bro,
gone.
Chris, get the fuck off the phone.
No, but like,
Check what Hugh sent me.
I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of live in the suburbs, just a little bit, but this is like the broke suburbs, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, all right, so like all the houses are like really fucking big. You got a big ass backyard, big ass front yard, but
Are you hearing this shit?
the house my dad,
I'm watching what bro sent me, bro.
It's
the
just
house-
a video of us smoking.
yeah, the house that we have, it took a lot of fucking money to buy, so that we're basically still broke in this
But you
big
got a
ass
nice
house.
and in your living room, you got this big ass.
All right, no, so I'll send a picture. I'll send a
Nice
picture
lights
to
beside it.
hold on. I'll send a picture to Junior so that y'all could see what the house looks like. I'm not giving y'all my address. The address gonna be fucking
Now,
linked
one
out.
thing I have to ask is, so you said you moved into the house and you're pretty much like what?
Yeah, we're
Living
like
paycheck to paycheck after that?
not paycheck to paycheck, but what we have to do is that we have to save like around like $300 to $400 a month for food, not just for me, for several other people in the
And,
house.
and then what? If you don't save that, you don't get enough food.
If we don't, we eat ramen. Like, we'll eat like normal packs of ramen for dinner, or we'll probably eat pizza rolls that are off-brand from like Kroger.
That's my normal food.
That's normal.
Yes, I'm saying that's what's normal for me.
All right, no. What I gotta ask is,
Hugh, you
so,
wanna know something?
no, listen.
Everything you just said, I've been eating since I've been like 4 years old, bro.
One thing I gotta ask is, if you realize if you sold that house, are you renting it or do you guys own it?
Technically, they're owning it, but they have to pay it back for over 30 years.
So they have a mortgage.
Yeah, we have mortgage. It's not.
See,
And
we have-
hold on. How long? Hold on.
Paid off yet.
Yeah.
How long are you down on that? How long are you down on that? Like how many years?
30 years.
Yeah, no. How long have you been paying for that?
We've only started living in this house since the beginning of 2021.
So what would we agree on about 2.5 years?
Like my dad. All right, here. I'm gonna let y'all know something real quick. My dad. I'm not supposed to say this technically, but my dad,
So
he
my
works
dad
at
killed
Google.
47 people.
No, my dad works at Google.
So he makes a decent bit of shit.
He should. I don't know how much he actually makes, but he does.
My
Like
guy,
sometimes he'll give.
he definitely makes a good amount of cha-ching, and he's got that shit put to the side in a separate account that he uses for himself when he's out.
No, he does not. My dad's never done that. I know my
no
dad.
lie, bro. No lie. If he's working at Google, he's definitely got a second account that you guys don't know about. You can think.
No.
Listen, like I'm not like hating on bro or nothing, but if he's making that much cha-ching and y'all ain't having that 400 cha-ching every month, my guy, he's got a second account.
No, I'm telling you this right now. It's only enough money for him to pay his mortgage every month, for him to pay every electrical bill in the house, to pay every bill in the house, and to only buy food. That's the only thing that we have. That's
so
the
how
only
much-
amount of
How
money we
much do you
have.
think your mortgage is?
Mortgage a month, I'd
Yeah.
say, is like $1,000,
Whoa, that's a lot.
or like a
So
lot
it's
less, like
like a-
500, or like
our
500,
mortgage- Our mortgage is like
or like 500.
600 a month.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is an old ass house. This house was made in the 60s.
Our house was made in the 20s.
No, we
Yours was
also
made
we
in the
also have to
40s.
pay a lot
Yes.
of money to pay for our
Junior's house-
garage.
Junior's house was made in 1910,
The
1911,
20s. The 20s. Dead ass 20s.
1920s. So
My
his
house was so old, bro. My fucking electrical wire was dead ass from the 20s. We had to get it reinstalled just about. It costed $6,700 to get all the wires reinstalled.
You wanna know what's also weird? Our garage door won't go up without fucking up, and it's about to break. So that we literally have to pay like almost I think, $200 to $500 just to fix the fucking garage
well,
door.
garage door, that's not that big.
We gotta pay $6,700 to fix this fucking wiring, bro. I'm not trying to up you or anything, but like,
I know you're not trying to up me. I'm just trying
I
to
feel
say,
your fucking pain, bro. I ain't
dude,
gonna cap, bro.
living
I
it-
fucking feel you, bro.
I'd rather live in a small ass fucking house than a big ass house that we barely even go into.
Actually, let me ask you a question real quick. So going back on that statement earlier, I actually was gonna ask that. Would you rather? Why don't your parents move into like a lower income house and have just more money for food? You know, Wi-Fi, better, shit.
All right, so the first thing is that when I moved here to Ohio, the first house I actually had,
You came from what?
I came from Nevada, Reno, Nevada. I was born in Fallon, Nevada. I was born there, and then I was raised in Reno, Sparks, Nevada.
Let me hear your story, bro. Let me hear your story.
All right, so my entire story is that
Not like all the details, just like a straight
I know, yeah.
Just a 5-paragraph summary of your life. Let's hear it.
All right, so
How about a
basically,
2-paragraph?
I don't care.
Just
Basically,
explain.
I was born in the countryside of Fallon, Nevada. Like Fallon, Nevada, it's just complete fucking desert.
So it was
Everywhere
hot
you
as
go.
fuck everywhere.
Yeah, it's hot as fuck everywhere,
No
but it's
fall.
a dry heat.
Was there fall? Was there winter?
Yeah, there was fall, there was winter, but you couldn't tell. You couldn't really tell, except for wintertime. It'd snow everywhere.
So fall there wasn't like fall here.
No, it's not. The trees, they wouldn't change colors. They would instantly change to different colors, like solid colors. Like leaves that would be green, they'd change to either orange instantly or just red, or they'd just fall off the tree.
And did it get like what was the temperature around the time?
Around fall, I'd say like 50 to 40 degrees. Wintertime, it'd be like 20 degrees. It'd be 20 degrees and snow.
What about winter?
Yeah, I'm about to say that. During the winter.
I'm talking about like.
Yeah, during the winter, the lowest it'll get is
I'm
like
talking
negative
about, like,
20.
October through December. I know October through about February.
It'd get like from like 20 degrees to about like negatives.
So that's past freezing point, right?
Yeah.
So it would snow.
Yeah, it'd snow. It'd go up to about 4 feet.
4 feet. That's actually I feel like more than I've got here in the past 6 years.
Yeah, 4 feet of
Literally,
snow,
what?
like down, like to my fucking kneecaps.
Let
My
me
guy,
explain.
4 feet is not your kneecaps. That's like a foot and a half.
No, 4 feet's definitely past his kneecaps.
My guy, 4 feet's definitely like up here.
Yeah.
No, not 4 feet. I meant like
4 actual feet?
no, not actual 4 feet. No, the
Then why'd you say feet?
I don't know why I said feet.
Like 40
The
inches.
largest amount. Yeah, no, I'd say about
4
like
inches.
10 inches. 10 inches. 10 inches of snow.
Dog, that's about.
No, 10 inches is this long.
There's no way. But anyway.
What fucking 10 inches you talking about, buddy? Because my dick
That's
fell
about
3
20
inches off of that.
26. Yo, we don't care about your dick.
We don't want to know your dick
Oh
size,
God,
my G.
what the
Like,
fuck?
what the fuck is you on?
That's what I'm
Cute,
fucking saying.
cute, don't make me get on
Shut
you.
up.
Don't make me get on you. Because didn't you change Butterball ass naked right there behind where you're standing? Right there
This is
behind
getting
where
cut
you're
out. This is getting cut out.
Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Let me ask both of y'all a question. So,
Finish my story.
oh yeah.
Anyways, when I was born in Fallon, Nevada, we moved. I think like a few months after that, my dad and my biological mom moved from Fallon, Nevada into Reno, Nevada,
Like I did ask you.
and they had my little sister, my half sister, my oldest half sister.
Oh, I gotta see something.
She was born in Fallon, Nevada, and I was also born, and so was my little brother Matthew.
I can't do no more of this, bro. This is making my stomach.
Look at a man's
Stop
abs.
being a
I'm
pussy.
not trying to throw up, bro.
Stop being a pussy.
Anyways, when we moved to
I'm
Reno,
not trying to throw up.
I grew up there. I went to elementary. I went to pre-K.
Bro. Junior, please
I
take it.
lived.
Please
Oh
take
yeah,
it, bro. No,
the first
I'm not
first
drinking it.
thing I actually lived in
Shit's making my fucking
when
stomach
we
turn.
moved to Ohio. No, when we moved to Reno, Nevada, is that we lived in a trailer park. We lived in a trailer park. So
I know my grip's too good.
my family has mostly been poor my entire life. So the fact that we got this big ass house now, it's an extreme jump from my family,
I'm glad you're
and it's
fucking
really
racist.
fucking good. But living in a trailer park, the fucking trailer park, like little fucking houses there, were fucking tiny as shit. Like,
Trailer parks are tiny. I can't confirm.
dude,
Give me a Peace Trailer Park. Peace Trailer Park.
them bathrooms are
You know-
bathrooms are tiny as shit, the fucking rooms, I think I slept in the living room because there was only one room and it's for my dad and my mom. And the other places we had to sleep was the fucking living room or probably with the parents. And that was probably with just my little sister and my little brother that were sleeping with the parents.
And that was more of an awkward situation.
No, it wasn't.
You know,
They were like 5. They were like 5.
No, I'm talking about you if you were to sleep with your parents.
I was like 7 at the time, I think.
Oh.
So I didn't sleep there. I slept on the couch. The first time I actually got a bed was when I moved in with my grandma. It was my dad's mom. She passed away in 2013 because she had a liver disease.
Rest in peace, you family.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm not gonna lie, if she was
Should we
here
do a
alive
little
right now,
chuggy chug for her?
huh?
A little chuggy chug?
I actually know if she was alive right now and she knew where the fuck I was right now, she would beat the fuck out of me because she was a hardcore
Alright,
Catholic.
look, that don't matter because let's do a chuggy chug for her.
I know.
You guys got fucking iron stomachs, bro. Four Loco's so gross.
You were saying?
Alright, yeah. We moved into her house and I used to live in that house for about, since I was like 5 to about, no, I was in the trailer park house since I was like from 1 to about 4. And then from that time I moved to my grandma's house and I was there from like 4 to about
What state was this in?
7. Nevada. I don't remember the address, but if you go to Reno, Nevada, or just Nevada, and you go to Mount Whitney Street, there's like this one house. I'll send him the address so that he can like put it in the video.
I'll put it in the city.
I know. I know. I remember where it's at exactly, like
What
the back
city?
of
What
my
city?
hand.
What city?
We only have one city. It's Reno, and it's the biggest little city in the entire world.
What would you describe growing up in these cities like? Is it like Columbus? Hold on, let me go ahead and ask a little question about this. So, growing up here, you know, I didn't really do shit. You know, I played outside, ride bikes, you know, casually, you know, like as every kid would grow up with doing, you know, playing, you know, riding bikes, playing tag, doing all that shit. That's how I grew up. I do kind of want to know how you grew up. What kind of games did you play? Did you tell stories? Did you like know of like? Did you think of aliens? You know, what kind like deadass? I want to know everything.
Well,
So, hold on. I would say about 8 through 12 years old. Describe that for me.
So 8 through 12, I'd usually say the only thing that I would ever look for is, y'all don't have it here in Ohio, but in Nevada, at the beginning of every year, they would have a really big ass party in the school. And what they had there is something that they don't have anywhere else in any other states that I've been to. And what we called it is that we called it Sandy Candy. And it was flavored sugar in like a long ass tube. The tube would be like this long. Hold on.
Like
this
those
fucking
long
long.
ass pixie sticks.
Yes,
Yeah, I know
it's nowhere near a pixie stick. Like it's not even sour. It's just completely fucking sweet. And it literally,
That one candy with
it literally the texture is like fucking dust.
like sand.
No, not sand, dust. Like sawdust. Like that's the texture.
Something else because what I'm talking about is these little multicolored legs with shoes at the bottom.
I'll also send him a picture of what Sandy Candy looks like from Nevada.
With the little dude on the top, and I
Sorry, I
swear to
wanted to
God.
hear.
I'm telling you, so right now, I am having so much nostalgia. But
Yeah, I'm fucking toast.
yeah, not just that. We also used to have Beyblade battles and Bakugan battles.
Oh,
Dude, I'm telling you,
have,
that used to be the fucking
listen,
shit, bro.
I'll tell you my favorite little Bakugan I ever had. I didn't.
Pegasus.
I didn't know.
Bakugan, was that them little
The little,
hamster animals?
the little circle things that you
Circle
threw,
balls
and when
that
it hit
you
the
threw,
middle,
and they came out like
apart.
dragons.
Okay, listen. So I didn't know.
or animals
I
or shit
really,
like that.
for real, I don't know what what no Bakugan's names are. I've never seen no show. I've never played no. I have played a Bakugan game before on my old Nintendo DS.
I
was
have the
sneaking- I
Bakugan
was sneaking
game.
to play it.
I used to have a whole fucking case of those motherfuckers, dude. I had
Well,
Pegasus, I had
listen
all
to
of
this.
them.
My
No, not
favorite
Pegasus.
little one that
I
I got.
had usually had the first ones.
This fucking dickhead.
Hold on. Sorry.
Well, I used to sneak and play it on my DS when I was younger.
Amen, bro. Sneaking play
And
with the DS.
it was okay. So I'll tell you the exact house and the exact scenario. So this is when we lived on Sullivan Avenue. You know that house I told you. I'll say the address because I don't live there no more. 1199 Sullivan Avenue, bro.
Oh, Sullivan Avenue.
Sullivan Avenue. I stayed on Sullivan, bro, for like.
He was representing me.
I stayed on Sullivan, right there by Dana, bro. I stayed there for like.
Oh,
5 years.
You was about right there. Yeah, you was right fucking there.
And okay,
So you
so
were-
me and my sister. Okay, so we lived in the back half of the building. In the front half, there's this little like box room, a little brick room. We didn't really know what it was for, but we rented out the back half, and there was a wall right there separating the front half and the back half. So when you walked in the back door, which to us it was the front door, you would walk straight into the kitchen, then through there the dining room, and from the dining room on. Okay, so it would be facing that way. So on the dining room facing this way, like facing behind me, would be where my mom and her girlfriend Ronnie stayed in that little room. And
Hey,
the room past that, it was like supposed to be the living room where the stairs and stuff were. Me and my sister stayed in there on bunk beds. I had the top for the first time ever, and she stayed on the bottom. And it only went on like that for like 4 or 5 months, and that I had top bunk. And I was on top bunk, and I would play my DS in the middle of the night. And when I heard my mom or her girlfriend Ronnie get up, I would shut the DS, or I would turn the volume down and stuff it under the pillow and act like I was asleep.
Dude,
And I hated having to shut it because it would reset my game progress, and I really didn't like that. I used to have the Crudes game, and I used to.
Anybody else have Kirby?
I had
Hell
Kirby,
yes, bro. I
had
fucking love
I
Kirby.
had the Crudes game. I had the Bakugan game. I had a Pokemon game. I had a couple other games, but I don't remember what they were. But I used to sneak and play the main ones that I named
I
off
gotta
all the
ask real
time.
quick, did any of you guys have the game on the Nintendo DS that was like the hamsters that ninja fought other animals?
No, I don't remember that one.
No.
Bro, oh my god. One of the games I had on the DS was this little dog game. This was my mom's
I know
DS when
exactly
she
what
was
game
young.
you're talking about.
One like, not younger, but you know. This was my mom's DS that she gave to me because they got my sister a pink one for her birthday. And she gave me her old gray one, so you know who was even. And it already had this little preloaded dog game on it where you had to take care of this dog.
Oh,
I know exactly what he's talking about,
And-
bro.
Bro,
or some shit.
I had
forgot
this
what it
little
was.
brown dog with long hair like a Scottish Terrier. I had this little brown dog with long hair. I took mad care of this dog. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna lie. I took mad care of this dog. But with the Bakugan game, I used to sneak and play that shit, and I didn't know what it was. But I had this like fucking huge white thing, this huge like white dragon, and I had this huge like red dragon. And I used to like smack everybody that tried to go against me.
No way.
Swear to God, I used
I'm
to
telling you
smack
right-
everything.
Alright, I'm telling you right now, the main protagonist, his name is Daniel, and it's an
Anime.
and it's literally a Japanese physical game and anime. At first, it was originally just an anime, and then it became a physical game, and it became worldwide. The main protagonist, his name is Daniel or Dan, and his main Bakugan he uses, his name is Draco. No, Drago.
That was its name. This big ass.
It's red one.
Red one.
This
Red
big
ass dragon
I had this
and
big ass
everything.
red dragon. I had this big ass white dragon, and I think I had a smaller blue one. I had like hella dragons. I would only use the dragons because you know they were the coolest looking ones to me. But in the physical Bakugans, the little toys that you'd get from the store, my favorite one was this little brown one. And when I rolled it onto the little piece of metal, like this long tail would pop out, and like two little hands, and its head would pop out. It kind of looked like a snake with arms for real. It was cool. It was cool. I liked it, and I took mad care of that thing for a long time. Good shit, man. I took mad care of that thing for a long time, and I'm actually wondering where that is now. But oh my god, dude. You want to know, every time that I've had to move from a house, I feel like we've probably been kicked out. Like, every time. When I stayed on Sullivan, we had to leave. Like, we were forced to leave. And then, well, actually, I'll tell you the first house I remember. First house I remember was on the south side. We stayed on the south side for like the first 4 or 5 years of my life, south side. But I was born on the west side. I was born at Grant Hospital. I'm from the west side. Like main west side. I've been over here like the longest.
You've been over here long?
Like the longest period of my life, I've been on the west side. That's where I'm from. That's my home. But I stayed on the south side, and I stayed out north. North side was crazy, bro. And the Linden area was crazy. Fights every day. When I stayed out north, I have to say, I was young. I was probably like 6 or 7, bro. I got in a fight. My first fight out north was actually, I fought this 13-year-old kid. His name was Zaquan. He was a lot bigger than me.
Hold on.
And I fought this kid. And I'm not gonna lie, this kid really pieced me up. Like, no lie, this kid pieced me up. Like, he was quick. He was a quick little 13-year-old. I'm like 7 or 8 years old. But he was talking crap, and I was about it back. I was really about it.
Is that him?
I feel that, bro.
Yeah, that
I
one
feel
right
that,
there.
bro. Whenever-
That's him. I already knew it. I already fucking knew what he
feel
was
that,
talking
bro.
about.
When you're younger,
Bro, when I have to say, when I was really most active in my fights, it was probably between when I was 7 years old to maybe 14. I have to say, between when I was like 7 and 14, that was like 7 years of my life. When I was like 7, 14, that's when I got in the most fights, no lie. Cause when I stayed out north, stop doing that. When I stayed out north, I stayed out north from when I was like 7 to maybe 9.
Yo, after this,
No
can I
lie.
tell my story now?
Like 7, maybe 9.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Maybe,
You know,
I think I got like 20 fights when I stayed out
Sorry.
north. No lie.
I don't
No lie. And when I
We
stayed,
became aggressive while
when
drunk.
I stayed out south, I was a little boy.
No, you're good, G.
Like, I was 6 and younger. I used to hang out with these two girls, actually. When I was young, I used to hang out with these 2 girls. Named Zoe and Norma Jean. It was the older
Don't pull out
sister.
government names. We finna cut that out.
I don't even know what happened to them kids. Them girls is probably hused by now.
Alright, so what I grew up on is that there was a specific video game, okay? Not video game, but multiple video games on a disc. And what there was...
Wait, are
hold
you
on,
talking about the
listen.
Sega game?
No. PS4, no, PS3, okay, PS3.
Okay, I had to play.
And
PS3.
it was a singular disc where you put this in and you could play multiple different video games, but there's like these specific controllers that when you move them, there was like a glowing ball on one end, and that you could use it for VR, but VR wasn't even a thing yet. But you'd put on the TV and you control the character in the game, and it'd follow the movements of that. So like you can play a frisbee game, you can play tennis, you could play a sword game, or a fucking bone arrow game, or
Are you
like
talking about that
multiple
little
different
disc
things.
with like hella mini games?
Hella games on it.
Okay, I feel like I know what you're talking about because I had a PlayStation 3. Okay, I want you to tell me if you ever played this game. My mom,
You could also bowling or do skeet ball on it.
Okay, I feel like I know what you're talking about. But my mom got me into this game. This game series. Sly Cooper. You ever played that?
I think so. It sounds
Okay, Sly Cooper 1, Sly Cooper 2, and Sly Cooper 3. Sly Cooper, I'm pretty sure number 3. Number 3, Sly Cooper, you traveled through time, bro. Traveled through time, you played as bro and bro's ancestors. Like, bro, I have to say my favorite time period in that Sly Cooper game was either the Wild West or the Caveman. Those had to be my favorite ones, I'm not gonna lie. Or it was either the Wild West, the Cavemans, or the one in Egypt. I think it is Egypt. But I know the one in Egypt, he had a really cool ability. I think he could like slow down time with his staff that he carried. It was really, really cool. And my mom actually got me into the Sly Cooper game series because she had her own PlayStation 3 and she used to play it, and I used to watch her play it in her room because, you know, why not? And she also used to play the Simpson game on her PlayStation 3, which I wanted the Simpson game, but I was never really able to get it when I had my PS3. When I had my PS3, that was really my main system besides my Switch, and I played GTA and Sly Cooper and maybe a wrestling game. Yeah, WWE 2K15. That was the WWE game I owned.
Yeah. Also on the disc, you might also remember, there was a Ratchet and Clank game on the fucking
Ratchet
disc.
and Clank. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Ratchet and Clank, bro.
I've never played Ratchet and Clank.
Bro, trust me, I'm telling you this. Clank, he's fucking OP. Ratchet, he's just more of like a gunsmith type of guy, and there's also other characters as well. But I don't really remember that. But I also played other games like Call of Duty, Call of Duty 1. I never played Call of Duty 2, but I always loved playing zombies.
Okay, hold on. What Call of Duty games have you played?
Alright, so the most ones I've ever played in general was Call of Duty 1 on PS3, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the PS4. I've played also multiple other video games on the PS3, like I've played DMC Devil May Cry. It's like a completely different story than all the other Devil May Cries. But this dude, he has black hair, and he's like a Nephilim. A Nephilim
Okay,
is between
hold
a
on.
demon and an angel.
Hold on, pause on that. I'm pretty sure that I have played a Devil May Cry game before on the Xbox 360. So, you've played every Devil May Cry, haven't you?
No, but I know in the entire story though.
All right. So the Devil May Cry, if I'm thinking it's the right
Did he
game,
have white hair?
yeah, he had white hair. The game, what I remember playing of this game is the beginning. It was a lot of walking, and I was in like this church type of building in the beginning.
Were you Virgil?
Huh?
Were you wearing blue clothes or red clothes?
I think blue clothes, like dark blue.
All right, so the character you were playing Virgil, and he is the antagonist of the entire story because what he's trying to do is
Okay,
that
so I have played Devil May Cry.
Yes,
I
you
think
have.
Devil May Cry 5?
no, because that's the newest one I think.
No,
Because Dante, he has a kid.
3?
Dante,
maybe 3.
possibly the third one, makes
I
sense.
think it is. I think it was the third one because I remember looking.
If you did a lot
Okay,
of walking
so-
for the first part of the
Yeah,
damn
a
game, it
lot
was
of
definitely the
a
fucking
lot
third
of
one.
walking and a lot of fucking cutscenes.
Definitely the third one. Never mind, because
All right, so
yeah.
I don't remember like a lot of the shit I used to do. I have a really bad memory. I've always had a really bad memory. I can't really remember a lot of my earlier life or like a lot of the stuff that I used to do. Like apparently, I went to the zoo hella times with my mom and my sister and my mom's girlfriend Ronnie. And there's like hella shit that I don't remember doing, but apparently I did. There's like photos of me at the zoo on like sitting on the statues beside my mom and my sister taking pictures, like living a good life. But most of the stuff I remember from my life is I grew up in the household I grew up in. I got abused a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was abused. I used to get punished for really
The littlest of fucking-
no,
littlest
like not
fucking
even the
things.
littlest thing. You wouldn't believe it. For real, I feel like I got punished for just being there.
I know how you feel, bro.
No, like dead ass. I feel like I got punished for just being there because there's days that I really wouldn't do anything. There's days in my earlier life where I wouldn't even talk. Like I wouldn't speak a word. Like and there was days that I wouldn't even look at anybody. I just have my head down because I was in for real. Maybe the first 13 years of my life, I was depressed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really depressed because after we moved out of Sullivan, I'm pretty sure it was after we moved out of Sullivan, we moved into a house on Ogden, which is like a couple streets over.
Where's Sullivan at?
Down there. But a couple streets over, I used to stay on Ogden. And when I stayed on Ogden, my mom started delivering newspapers because it was good money, and we were really struggling. Like we didn't have nothing in the fridge. Like the fridge was just plugged in for no reason.
I know.
Maybe there was like a thing of butter in there, like some cheese. But that was really it. Like, for the first, I don't know, maybe from when I was like 15 and under, it was really a struggle for us to eat. Like, we were literally living paycheck to paycheck, and most of the paycheck was going to the rent and bills, and we'd maybe have like $100 for food, if that. We'd probably have like $50 for food. We were getting like Kroger brand pizzas and like Kroger brand like little
I know exactly
banquet
what you mean.
meals, like
Yep.
the little cheap shit that we could afford that we could eat for a meal throughout the day. And it was just, I don't know, man. My earlier life was really hard for real, because all the beatings and shit, no cap, the beatings started when my mom got with her girlfriend Ronnie. That's when it for real started. And no cap, I thought her girlfriend Ronnie was a man, bro. Until when we started staying in North Carolina, I thought her girlfriend Ronnie was a man. And now I found out this bitch was a woman. I was like, what the fuck? And when we were in North Carolina, I'm not gonna lie, me and that bitch Ronnie had real beef, because Ronnie was originally from North Carolina. That's where Ronnie's family was. And I still consider Ronnie and Ronnie's family my family, because that's... Ronnie was like, okay. So Ronnie, I pictured... Ronnie was a man to me. Like, I didn't know Ronnie was
Like
a woman.
your father figure.
Yeah, Ronnie was like the father figure in my life. Like, the father I never had, because... My mom... No cap, I never got to meet my real dad. My mom told me about my real dad, and I got to meet my real dad's parents, but I never got to meet him. And my real dad's parents, my grandma Judy and my grandpa Bill, they really tried to get him to like come and meet me, and he just wouldn't do it. But my grandpa Bill, he had to be like one of the most like cool. He had to be one of the coolest. I think Junior's okay.
God
But
fucking damn it.
my grandpa Bill was like probably one of the coolest people I knew. Besides my mom's dad, my main grandpa, like that's my guy. When he dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. When he dies, shit's gonna go sideways for everybody. I'm on that shit with
Everything's gonna be fucked.
After my grandpa dies, bro, I'm on that shit with everybody. I don't care who you are, bitch. You say something out of pocket that I don't like, oh God, I'm swinging on your ass. I'm not taking no questions, even if it's in the school, if it's in a courthouse, if it's in a police station. You say some out of
Not
pocket
me either.
shit,
Not
or
me
you,
either,
or
right?
you say some shit that I don't like. Oh God, I'm swinging on you. I'm really starting to pound on you, because after my grandpa and my grandma died, I really ain't got nothing left besides my sister.
Hey, bro, you got me. I'm saying. Come on, stand up. I got you. I know exactly how it
'Cause
feels
look,
to love somebody. I know exactly.
I didn't know my dad, right? I didn't know my dad. I still don't know who this man is. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he's dead. I don't even know bro's name. All I knew is I knew his parents. And that's for real it. But see, I don't know my dad. He's never been around. I never got to meet him. And my mom, since she passed away, I really ain't got nobody left besides like my grandma, my grandpa, my Aunt Hattie, and I had my Aunt Crystal, but since she died a couple months ago, that's like, that was some shit for me. And for real, when my mom died, and my grandma Vicky, Ronnie's, what I figure is Ronnie's mom, my grandma Vicky, she called up and said that my mom got in an accident, and they didn't know what was gonna happen. And then Ronnie called maybe an hour later and said that the paramedics were trying to revive her, that she got hit by the truck and she wasn't breathing. And when Ronnie told me that they were trying to revive her, it just flat pissed me off. I didn't even listen to the rest of the phone call. I gave my phone to my grandma and I just started walking. And I was just waiting. I was waiting to see somebody. First person I seen, I was just gonna run up and I was gonna punch on them. Like, just to take some anger out. Like, I was mad as fuck. I was finna lose my mom.
I know exactly what
I
you
was
mean.
mad. I was angry. And then I really didn't understand that she was gone until her body got brought back up to Ohio from North Carolina where she died. I really didn't, like, it didn't set in that she was really gone until her funeral day. And her funeral day, I remember I had dyed my hair blue with my mom, and I had left it blue for the longest time after she died. You can even ask Junior how I left my hair blue for a long time because I dyed my hair with her. When I went to her funeral, and I walked in that little room, I looked over at the casket and I seen her in it. And it killed me. I didn't know what to do.
I know exactly how you feel, man. When I was like about 6, I was really, really, really close with my with my dad's mom. She was my grandma. She was like the most lovely woman ever, and she was also like the most strict woman ever too. Like, she was like amazing. She made me food whenever I was hungry and everything like that. But
See, look, listen to this. My mom was like the coolest lady that you could ever meet. I swear to God. You can ask Junior. Junior only ever got to talk to my mom one time, and that's when we was on some badass shit. We was breaking into the devil's next door. I busted out the basement window and we was crawling through there. And my mom called me like as soon as I crawled through there. So I like brought the top half of my body out. So I was like hanging on to the sidewalk. And she had called and like FaceTime me, and I hopped on it. And I was like, "What's up, Mom?" We just started talking, and then a couple days later, I called Grandma and asked if I could stay at Alex's house, and she was like, "Well, I don't have custody of you. Your mom still has custody of you technically, but she's not allowed to see you because Children's Services said she wasn't allowed." So I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, can I stay at my Mexican friend's house?" And she was like, "Yeah, but I gotta talk to her mom." And I gave my phone to Lupe. And my mom, she spoke fluent Spanish. And her and Lupe had like a whole conversation. Her and Lupe was like, they was chatting it up for real. And she was like, "Okay, she seems like a nice lady. You can stay over there, but you gotta go home tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, I understand that." And then after that, I say maybe like 3 weeks to maybe a month and a half after that, after she talked to Lupe, we got the news that she had gotten in the accident. And it was disappointing for me for real, but no lie, I'm glad that Junior and the Mexicans and Lupe, I'm glad that they were all able to talk to her, like at least once before she passed away. I was glad that they was able to meet her, like even if it was over the phone. I'm glad that they like knew who she was.
I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm actually kind of jealous that everyone else met your mom, cause
Dude, my mom
I
was-
really
she was
wanted
such
to
a
meet
nice
your mom.
lady.
I really wanted to meet your mom.
She was such a nice lady.
I wish my mom
She
was
was
nice.
see, she was a nice lady, but growing up, when she was with her girlfriend Ronnie, she was still with her girlfriend Ronnie even when she died. I feel like when she got with Ronnie, everything went downhill. That's when the abuse really started, and that's when my mom started hitting me, and I really never seen that side of her before, cause I was maybe like 5 years old when it started. I was maybe like 4 or 5 years old, no cap. And it was just crazy to me because I had never seen my mom be mean to me before. Like, I had seen her beat people up. Like, I seen her beat this one lady up. My mom slept with this lady's husband. And And this lady challenged my mom to a fight. And this lady got her ass beat in her own front yard. My mom beat the shit out of this lady. And it was... Like, I ain't never seen her be mean to me, but I seen her be mean to other people, like I said. And when it all started, I was so shocked. Like, I really didn't know what to think. Like, the first time my mom ever hit me, I didn't know what to, like, what happened? Like, what I do wrong? And apparently I ain't do nothing wrong. But I have to say the most extreme that I ever got from my mom was when she threw the washing machine at me when we was arguing. We lived on Riverview. We lived out north. When she threw the washing machine at me in the basement, cause I was talking mad shit to her, no cap. I was just sitting down there trying to have fun, and she was really getting annoyed, and I didn't even know. And she got mad as fuck and like picked up the washer and threw that bitch at the basement stairs, not where I was standing. I ran up them bitches to try and get away, and it hit me in my leg, no cap. She threw that bitch hard. It hit me in my leg, no cap. But I got up them stairs before it hit anything else. And then the second time is when we lived in North Carolina. That's when one day I don't even remember what I did, but I'm pretty sure I did something bad. And she came in there after she got home from doing Instacart. That's what she did for a living. She used to try and do like as many orders as she could in a day. She used to do like 30 to 50 orders a day. So she was racking in that bread. She would get like $1,000 a week maybe from Instacart, which that's a lot of money, dude. Because Instacart you only making like $15, $30, bro. And she was like really, she was putting in that work. The one day that she came back from work, when she got off, she came in my room. Like, I could tell she was mad by the way she opened the door. And I stood up off the little couch. I took the corner piece of our old couch that was in the living room.
Yeah.
And I put it in the room. And I was sleeping on there because I didn't have a bed. So I was either sleeping on the floor or sleeping on that couch. So I took that piece of couch. I was sleeping on that couch. And I got up when she busted in my room. She just started wailing on me. Like, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Are you
uppercut.
sure you did anything at all?
Oh my God, I really don't know what I did. She was left, right, uppercut. Like, had me up against the wall. Like,
so
slammed me on my shit. And
you probably didn't do anything wrong.
I shoved her, no cap. Because, I don't care who you are. If you punch them, you don't got up shoving me. Even if you're my mom. So I'm sorry, I love my mom to death. But I'm sorry, I can't let you hit me like that. No. So I pushed her onto my couch. And no cap, she said, they finally did it. They finally got you to hit me, like talking about grandma. Like, they finally got you to hit me like, what are you talking about? I didn't even hit you. I pushed you off me, lady. You was just wailing on me. You was just socking me in my nose like I'm not gonna push you off me. What's wrong with you? And she got mad as fuck. No cap. She blamed it on grandma. And man, I really don't remember anything else from that night besides dinner was awkward. We had pork chops that night. I never forget them pork chops. Them motherfuckers was busting. I ain't tell her.
I know exactly.
I ain't even tell her I was them bitches was busting, but them bitches was smacking. Them bitches was smacking, no cap. And
is that the worst thing you've ever been through in your childhood?
No.
That's not.
Definitely
What's the
not.
worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Worst thing I have to say, and you're gonna say you'll probably say that this wasn't even a bad thing, but the worst thing I have to say is when we lived on Ogden and when we lived on Sullivan. My mom wouldn't let me and my sister go outside. She wouldn't let us talk to my grandma or my grandpa or none of my aunts or cousins or nothing. We wasn't allowed to talk to them. We didn't have no phone, we didn't have no TV, no game system, no nothing.
That's fucking terrible.
We was just in the house all day, sitting there, nothing to do.
That's fucking terrible to a kid, bro.
And that went on for maybe 4 or 5 years. Like, no, not even 4 or 5 years, longer than that.
What
Probably
the fuck?
Like 7, 8 years of my life, we wasn't allowed to do anything. We was inside. And when I was in 4th grade, this is before we was locked up in the house. When I was in 4th grade, my mom pulled me out of 4th grade, maybe like 3/4 of the way through the year. I had this pretty little girlfriend. Her name was Mia. She was pretty, bro. No cap. I wonder what happened to her, but she was pretty. And no, I never got to break up with that bitch because I got pulled out of school and I ain't have no phone, so I was never gonna text nobody. So we got pulled out of school. I was going to Ben's Elementary. I just got suspended from West Broad. I got too many fights at West Broad. That's the school right over there. That's the.
I know exactly what school. Yeah.
School
to go to the
me and
YMCA.
Junior went to the same school. I got maybe 17 fights at that school, and they expelled me. They expelled me. I got in a lot of fights in 1 week. I think I maybe got into 10 of those fights in a week. And they expelled me from the school, so I went to Ben's Elementary. I was at Ben's Elementary for most of my 4th grade year. And I got pulled out and I got put into ECOT, which was an online school back in the day. ECOT got shut down though. I don't remember what for, but they got shut down. And then I got pulled from ECOT. I think I got put into this online school called K-12. I think it's called K-12.
Yeah, it's called K-12, yeah.
And no, I used to not do that work. I used to not do the work, but I did go to the sessions and I would learn shit and I would like look at the study guides and shit. One of the study guides was actually on the Titanic, and I really find like shit about the Titanic interesting. But hold on, I have another thing about that topic.
Mm-hmm.
But so from the K-12, I think I was in online school until maybe like halfway through my 6th grade year. Then from there, I got taken away from my mom by the police, and I moved in with my Aunt Crystal in her house on Burgess. And I stayed with her for a little bit, and then me and Danielle got in a little argument. And I was like, bitch, you're not my mom. I don't know why the fuck you're acting like you're my mom, because bitch, you ain't shit to me. And this bitch was like, if I ain't shit to you, you can get out of my house. And it wasn't her house. It wasn't her house. The house was in Grandma's name, and Grandma was paying the bills. I was like, alright, fuck you then, bitch. And I went upstairs, I grabbed my football toy chest, I put all my stuff in the toy chest, and I carried it outside. I called my grandma, she pulled up in my truck, and she picked me up, and I moved in with my grandma. And I stayed in the room I'm staying in now, actually. I stayed in that room back in the day, before I decided to move back in with my mom. When I decided to move back in with my mom, I felt really bad, and I really missed her. Like, I hadn't seen her in a long time, so I really missed her, and I felt really bad. Like, I got taken away from my mom, and it was just, like, in that situation, I couldn't remember any of the bad that she did to me. Because all I was thinking about, like, how's my mom feeling after that? Well, like, what's going on with her after that? I wasn't worried about, like, how I was feeling, none of that. I was worried about her. And, well, anyway, what topic did I say I needed to get back to? Titanic. Okay, so when I moved back in with Mom, that's when we moved into Ogden. After I moved out of my grandma's house, moved back in with my mom, that's when we stayed on Ogden. And on Ogden, I was in this little online class. Motherfucking, to do my thing in the living room where we had to stay. Because we had bedrooms. Me and my sister had bedrooms, and we had stuff in the bedrooms. But we weren't allowed to go in our bedrooms.
That's interesting.
We had to stay in the living room where my mom could keep an eye on us. Because when I had my bedroom, when I was allowed to stay in there, all I would do, I had a record player. All I would do is play my records. And I still have that. I still have all my records. Well, I have a lot of records, but none of my old ones. And I really wish I had my old ones. And one of my old ones, this was when I was young and stupid. I left it. My record player was right there in front of my window. There was 2 windows, and my bed was over here. And I had this little green chair, like this tiny green chair. I was a little guy when I was younger, so I was maybe like this tall. I had this tiny little green chair that I had in the middle of my room, right in front of my stereo, and my record player was right on top of my stereo. And the record player, I had left my favorite Elvis record on the record player, and I didn't close my curtain. And the sunlight through the window heated up the record and melted it and bent it a little bit, so it would play weird. But I still played that record every day because that was one of my favorite songs was on that.
Rest in peace, bro. What was the record?
Actually, it was Elvis's golden records. So
What was the song?
it was like Heartbreak Hotel and Jailhouse Rock and like Return to Sender.
God ass fucking songs, by the way.
Maybe, what's that? Blue Suede Shoes was on there. Blue Suede Shoes was one of my favorite songs for a long time. And actually, if there's a speaker playing and there's an Elvis song on there, I promise you I can match Bro's voice perfectly. If I can hear it, I can match Bro's voice perfectly.
That's fucking amazing, bro.
And I swear to, I like singing like Elvis songs and fucking, there's like certain country songs and shit. There's a country song that I was actually listening to earlier that I had, the song earlier in this podcast actually that I said I hadn't heard since Mom. It's a song by Reba. It's called The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia.
I think I remember that song.
That was one of my mom's favorite songs, and then Reba's other song, Fancy, was one of her favorite songs. And my mom used to play them all the time. I know every single word to all like the old school country songs like Luke Bryan and Luke Combs when they first came out, and like, Keith Urban and fucking Florida Georgia Line. I know all them songs. I know them all. I grew up listening to country music for like the first 12 years of my life. And then actually what really got me into like hip hop music, like rap music, I'm gonna have to be honest, it was YNW Melly who really got me into rap music. YNW Melly's Murder on My Mind and Mind on My Murder really got me into rap music. Cause that was part one, the murderer's perspective and the victim's perspective. And actually, I'm currently listening to that, but I'm not gonna show the audio because we're gonna get copyrighted. We don't need
Send
that.
me the songs.
Huh?
I already know Murder on My Mind. I just don't know the other one.
You don't know Mind on My Murder? Mind on My Murder is such a good song.
I don't know this song. Hold on, wait. We're in a really good topic right now. You want to know what what music I grew up on? Alright, where's my vape at? Where's my vape at?
Well, I'm trying to smoke a little bit before I go to bed.
Where's my vape at? Big boy, where's my vape at? Put your cock in his mouth.
Jim.
Did he just black out?
Junior.
Hold on, let me check his pockets real quick. Hope he doesn't be offended by this.
Alright, well, we'll continue this
Tomorrow.
We'll continue this another time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of this guy.
Yeah. And
We'll be back. We'll see you again on the
Hold on.
next episode of
Wait,
the Drunken
don't
Pancake.
don't
I'm ending
empty
it right now.
Don't
Hugh.
empty.
I'm
Don't-
sorry.
don't-
Peace out,
wait.
y'all.
Wait.